Good morning, this is Sarah, your socially awkward seller, and I thought I would bring to you my sales from July 16th through the 23rd. I don't know why I chose to go from Wednesday to Wednesday. I think because the 1st was on a Wednesday, so I just did the 1st through the 7th and etc., etc. But anyhow, you guys know my brain doesn't work like a normal brain, so let's do July 16th through the 23rd. First off is this pair of Bucilla Magnolia Special Dresser Scarf embroidery kits. I paid 50 cents each for these. I took a best offer, $5, because they've been sitting around for quite a while, and still made a little profit, and got these in the hands of someone that might want them, or probably does want them since they bought them. I paid $3, I think, for these. They are center caps for a Mini Cooper, and these sold for $35.99. Shark Steam Pocket Steamer parts. I love buying these because most of the parts sell pretty quickly. There are a couple that don't sell. I've really not ever sold the big parts for this, but this is one of the ones that sells. I think I may have taken a best offer of $10 for this. This is a tiny little nozzle that's probably, I don't know, 3 inches long that you can use on the steamer. And I'll show you a picture of the steamer here in just a moment. This is a Scentsy lemonade pitcher. It did not last long. I believe this sold the same day or the next day that I listed it. For $79.99. I paid $10 for this at Walmart, not at Walmart, at Goodwill. And it was new in box. I did it as open box because the box had been opened, but all of the packaging and everything was there, so we did open box. This is just a lot of cell phones that I have picked up randomly through, buying a box of this with a cell phone or a bag of that with a cell phone. And so I just threw all these in a box until I had a few. I think I took a best offer of $18 on these. So these are rubber stamps by My Acrylics, and they're called Close to My Heart. I paid $12 for all of this. They came in these plastic boxes that you use to store these in. So I listed all of it without the boxes because I knew that was going to add weight without adding significant value, so the shipping would be crazy. I've had these listed for months and months and never could just get a bite on them. I had a buyer contact me and say, I want this one, this one, this one, this one. So I decided that I would go ahead and break these up, which, I normally don't like to do because now I have to recreate the listing and all of that. But she paid $16 for 4 of them, which left me with 15. And I ended up listing them individually for $8.99 each. And $8.99 each shipped. And I sold, I don't know, I think I've sold about, I think I have 5 left. So maybe I've sold 10 of them. And for varying amounts between like $6.99 to $8.99 shipped. And you'll see some of those coming up. This is a coffee maker part for an espresso maker. Sometimes these things can be long tail, and I don't even mind. I don't even mind. This takes up no space, and it was super easy to list. This person bought this lot, that's a terrible picture, and this lot, and I think they paid, I think I let her have these for about $40 for all of them. Maybe a little less. I can't remember at the moment. And this lot. Maybe it was $48 for all these. I can't remember, but she bought all of this. And so I was able to ship it all together, and I was happy to be rid of it. These, I don't know why I bought them. They were, I think, like 35 cents each. And then when I looked them up, I figured out that they weren't worth much. So I allotted the 5 together, and they sold for $8.99, probably within a couple of weeks. Because that's what I do. I buy things that I don't necessarily aren't going to sell for much, but I like them, so I have to buy them. You know what I'm talking about. You've been there. This is a set of Remington travel rollers. I think I paid $1 for these, and they sold for $9.89. More spoons. I took a best offer of $10 for these. So I bought this George Foreman Fusion grill, and I wasn't sure if this was going to part out well because I did not see any parts for one of these. But I think I will be shipping the last part of it today. But this is the cord, and I'm not sure if this sold for $13.49 or if I took a $10 best offer on this. This is more of that lawn chair webbing, and I bought this at a church sale where my average, kind of like a bag sale, where my average purchase price per item was 55 cents. So some of these I sold for $6.99, some of them I sold for $5.99, some of them I sold for $5. This one looks like it sold for full price at $6.99. Here's another one. This one is the salmon color. I did not think this color was going to sell very fast, but surprisingly, I have only a few of these left. I think 4 or 5 of these left, and I had 16. This was in a lot of flatware. This is a Bonnie Walt Disney Minnie Mouse fork. These came in sets, so there's a fork, spoon, and knife that go together, and I know that they have these in like the 4 main characters, maybe the 5 main characters of Disney: Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Pluto, and Goofy. Even the single fork or spoon, or I don't know about the knives, but the fork and the spoon I know for certain will sell for about $10 each, and this one did. I took a best offer of $10. Doesn't generally take them very long to sell either. Parts, baby. You know I love parts. This is part of a Black & Decker food processor. This particular Power Pro 2, they have made many, many models. This is the FP 1500. There's also a 1435. There's a 1450, a 1550, and I think a 1600. These sell really well. I don't think the food processor is like exorbitantly priced, but I always seem to sell the bowls. I think this one I took a best offer of $14.99. And this is off a similar Black & Decker. This is the FP 1450. God, I hate sounding like an appliance nerd. But this is the continuous feed disc and the slice shred blade that sold for $13.49. Remember these? Well, you might not be old enough, but I certainly am. These are the typing wheels from Ibm Typewriters. And I bought 6 of these, I think, for $1 from my favorite little thrift store. I love that thrift store. And I have sold all, I think, but 1 of these, 1 or 2 of these. And I don't know what people are doing with them. Maybe some kind of multimedia art, I don't know, mixed media art project. Or maybe they're repairing typewriters. Who knows? But easy to ship, easy to list. I love it. This is one of those acrylics stamps that sold. I probably took a best offer of $8 shipped for this because that seemed to be about the going rate. Because I have a misfunctioning brain that hampers my memory and fashion sense, I had to do something on these listings where I'm offering free shipping because I don't offer it very often, to remind myself when I'm making or accepting offers that this is going to be free shipping. So the only thing that I could figure out that would stand out to me was to put these 3 asterisks at the beginning. Now, it doesn't seem to have hurt my search results because I've sold so many of these in a short period of time. So I don't know that eBay has a particular problem with that. So that's what triggers my memory to know that this is free shipping. So, you do what you got to do. I had this for quite a while, probably 3 or 4 months. I picked it up for, I think, $6, some $6 to $10. And I knew it was going to sell eventually. It is a Danbury Mint Comical Cats wall clock. And I'm not sure who Gary Patterson is. I'm guessing obviously he's an artist, but I'm not familiar with his work, but this is adorable. This is the summer version, so I think they had all 4 seasons that you could buy. Just really cute. I'm disappointed because the front and the part where the clock face sits are cardboard. This would have been much more impressive had it at least been like a stained glass looking plastic, but it isn't. It is what it is. $116.99. Cuisinart coffee maker part, who knows why people need these things, but they do. So I will part out a coffee maker and sell each part separately. I tend to make as much or more as selling the coffee pot whole, and I don't have to ship the whole big coffee pot. So works for me in my world. Another one of those stamps. I'm sure I took a best offer of $8 shipped on that, because I don't think any of these sold full price. Another one, and as DJ Khaled would say, another one. I'm pretty sure all of these were $8 shipped, and I know that twice 2 sold together, which was good because then the shipping ended up being less for both of them shipped together than one shipped individually, times 2. Another one of the lawn chair rewebbing. This is brown. Again, I didn't know that, I thought other colors would sell faster, but this brown is selling pretty well. And it could just be because there's not a lot of this available. So people are just buying whatever colors they can get. I think I have 4 of the brown left. And right now I think I'm up about $125 of gross profit on this lawn chair webbing. And I do have some left. So my gut told me to buy this, and it turned out to be a good buy. Goodbye. This is some National Edgemont. Edgemont, I think, is the pattern name. I only bought these because it was a cool pattern, mid-century looking, and they were new. I think it took a best offer of $18 on those. Another part to the Black & Decker Quick and Easy, which is the sister of the Power Pro 2. God, what a nerd. This is the FP1450 disc adapter, and these always sell really well. I think this is a part that either gets lost or broken easily. So I'm always excited to find a food processor, because I have no life. A food processor that has this part included. This was an Oster citrus juicer. This is just the top part, and it didn't sell. It finally sold at auction for $2.49. My mother is so proud. All right, I paid a couple of bucks for this. I think 1 or 2, and I took an offer of $15 for this, and it is a microwave under cabinet mounting kit. I say in the listing that it's missing this one strap, this one metal piece. I don't actually think it is, but all of the other ones that I could find had 2 of those. So I listed it that way. Took a $15 offer, made a couple of bucks, said bye-bye. This is a Bacteriostatic water treatment unit. I have sold these before. I sold this one for $17.99 plus shipping. I paid, I think, $2 for it. Homedics, My Baby Relaxation Spa Sound Machine. This I paid $1 for it, sold for $9.89. I probably would not buy this again. I just didn't realize it was worth so little. Hamilton Beach 10 blend master blender jar. I bought this jar. I don't remember if it had a base or not, but I paid a couple of bucks for it. Maybe it did have a base. I think I paid like $2 for it and sold it for $15.29, and I still have the base to go. In my experience, the motor unit, the base to these seems to not sell first, and they seem to be longer tail, but I made enough profit off of the blender jar that it can take a while to sell. I don't really care. So I bought a KitchenAid meat grinder that attaches to the front of your stand mixer, and maybe not your stand mixer, but my stand mixer, and I decided to part it out. Even though it looked basically new, I decided I would make more money parting it out. And the first part I sold within like a day or two. This is the wood tamper or pusher, and it sold for $10.99 plus shipping. This is a funny little thing. It's a Pampered Chef stainless steel boil control. So basically, it looks like a tin can lid. And it's a heavy little piece of metal that you throw in the bottom of your pot, and when your pot starts to boil, this thing, the steam rising, the air bubbles rising, clanks this against the bottom of your pot. So it's like putting a bell on your cat, essentially. I paid 50 cents for this. It sold for $9.89. More of that George Foreman grill. This is the Fusion Cup. So this grill kind of has a sloped pan to it, and this little cup fits in the top of that slope, and I think you put whatever flavor you want to infuse in this cup. I'm guessing. I'm guessing. But anyway, this sold for $12.59. I think I paid about $8 for the entire grill. Another one of those acrylic stamps, and another one. Here is 20 pieces of Corel Callaway Ivy flatware. This flatware was not in very good condition. I paid too much for it because I got excited because I like this pattern for selling. I don't care for it for myself, but to each his own. I sold this for, I think, $16 for the entire set here, but you can see that the like some of the decals and stuff are rubbing off because, you know, it's been around a minute. But anyway, yeah, I like selling this pattern. People like this pattern even though it's been around for a long time. Another one of those direct steam nozzles, $13.99. This is an iPod Touch that I got in a bag of cell phones that I decided to test and reset, and I sold it for best offer of $35. This is another piece to that meat grinder, sold for $19.99. These are just the blades. I don't know if you can hear Sandy back there, but he's scratching and driving me crazy. I think he's probably in the litter box, you know, doing the cat thing. This is the portable steam pocket steam cleaner that those direct nozzles come from. I usually sell these between $30 and $40. It just depends on how I feel that day. And I find these fairly frequently. They don't sit around too long generally. I've been playing around with shipping prices. I've always offered priority shipping for everything. Lately, I've gone into my listings and added FedEx, and I've added parcel. And I seem to have people choosing those options because it gives them the option to choose the thing that's cheapest for them. Most of the time, but not always, I can upgrade them to priority for what they've purchased. And as long as you're going up in shipping, I mean, like you're upgrading their shipping, most people don't have a problem with that. Again, there will be that one day that somebody bites me in the ass because, well, not somebody, but that act bites me in the ass because they wanted it slower. They didn't need it yet, but I'll burn that bridge when I get there. All right, another one. See, these are selling like hotcakes. Couldn't give them away at the beginning. Sell them individual. They just fly off the shelves. Sunbeam Mixmaster stand mixer. These sold for, I think, $18. And I thought this was the cutest cross stitch. It was open, but it was complete. And that's the fortunate thing about cross stitch. Generally, they tell you everything that's inside the package. I sold this one for, I think, $18 plus shipping. This I took a best offer of, but I can't remember how much. It was in the upper 20s, pretty sure. This is a Hamilton Beach K-Cup part that sold for $13.49. I've had this for quite a while, but these little parts don't take much room. I throw them in the drawer, and with the coffee pot parts, not coffee pots, parts. Ugh. Anyway, and just let them sit until they sell. So this was a good buy for me. The Squeezo 3, basically it's a food mill juicer, whatever you want to call it, manual juicer, whatever. This sold, I think I took a best offer, or I sent a best offer of like $13-14 on it. I have sold almost every part to this thing in a matter of a couple of weeks. This is a Schleich Pegasus. I spent 50 whole cents on this cute little horse, and because it's got glitters, and it sold for $9.99 plus shipping. Your baby can read, mine can't. She's 28. No, actually she can, and she's 30. So I bought this as a set. So it came with 3 DVDs, 3 of these sliding word cards, and 3 flip books. I parted those out individually, and these sold for $14.99. I paid $4 for this, and this is a Pyrex juicer grater kit. It's kind of actually cute. And the little blades or the juicer just fit right on top of the container, and you can juice right into the measure, which is nice. If you're like grating cheese, you can grate it right into the measure so you know how much you're grating. You might not care. Black & Decker FP 1000. It's the model of the future. No, it isn't. This is the model of the past. This is your typical chopping blade, sold for $16.99. A box of stainless steel. Funny story. Actually, not that funny. I had this listed on Mercari for $60 shipped, because this ships in a medium flat rate. And this is just all of the cast-offs of flatware that I throw into a box. And once the box gets full, I list the box. So this sold, I had this for a long time. I had it listed for quite a while. And not that long, maybe 2 months. And it sold on Mercari for $60 shipped. And 2 days later, it sold on eBay, because I hadn't removed the listing, because that happens. So I had, I pulled some of the flatware from my inventory that just wasn't moving. I already had a little flatware started in a box, and I went to Volunteers of America and spent $8 for, just random flatware that I could fill the box up with. And so this sold for $49.99 plus shipping. You know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. 1997 Winnie the Pooh miniature Christmas chime, because who wouldn't want one of those? This sold for $8.99, and I got this at that church sale where my average purchase price per item was 55 cents. I paid $3 for this, and it was new. It also had a shea butter, like, heel and elbow lotion, like almost a balm. It was nice and thick, and it smells very buttery. But the lid looked like it had tried to leak a little, and it didn't get everywhere, but it was kind of had that brown crusty look from where it had dried out on the lid. So I didn't want to sell that because it didn't look new. I believe it was new, but it didn't look new. So I took that out, kept that for myself, and sold just this for $17.99. And again, this did not take long to sell. West Bend, like coffee or spice mill. This is the blade, $13.25. Emerald Lagasse. This is another thing that I couldn't sell as a whole, but has sold pretty well as parts. I think I've sold most of the parts. I think I have the lid left, maybe one tray. This is the cooking plate, and this sold for $13.99 plus shipping. And that's it. That is what I sold from July the 16th through the 23rd. Because today's August 1st, I can go ahead and do the last week of the month. And I've had a wonderful month. I hope that you all have had a wonderful month. What I have learned, because this is not a typical summer for me, is that you really do have to put in the work. So every day I've been trying to do something on eBay. I have not listed every day, but I have been diligently sending out offers, responding to requests, running sales, running promoted listings, and that seems to have made a difference in my store. I think I sold just over $4,000 this month, and I'm pushing toward $5,000 for the next month. So you guys, just remember that the dream works when you do. So keep dreaming, keep working, and I'll see you guys the next time.